odds on Christmas Day was going to be 102.
Hello. What am I coming on here for? Well, I just finished a run. I have a gig today, and by no means I'd say I'm not a professional drummer. I would say I'm definitely, I don't even know. I'm in a cover band, and I'm a drummer, and I do it for fun and because it fills my soul. However, even though anyways, I always have these rituals that I try to do the day of a gig because I've just listened to, it's not even about, you have to honestly conjure up the right chemistry that day, physically, energetically, to play well. And that is just one theory because you could full on just be thrown into it, no prep, just surf before, not even get ready, and probably play really well. But I don't know, it's just about maximizing the experience for myself, and every gig, even if it's small, is really important. And so, yeah, I went for a run, little short run, because honestly, I'm feeling a little under the weather this week, and so I just needed to get a sweat in, and I might do some light arm training. I obviously don't want to go full arm day because I've done that before a practice and my arms were literally dead. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but never do an upper body day when you have to play. You don't want to exhaust your arms, and honestly, it's actually, people think, drummers need strong arms. It might be true to an extent. That's why I think training just regularly for your own health and well-being is important, but honestly, you're supposed to be super loose, and a lot of the best drummers that I know are not, they don't work out probably, and so it can go both ways. So I work out because it makes me feel confident and healthy. It makes me feel good on the inside. That's why I work out. It helps my heart. My heart needs some help. And so cardio is really good. Also, cardio is great for just there is some sort of active. It's really complicated because there are some people that are so good on drums because they can just naturally know how to use the kit, and they'll just throw the stick around like no one's business, and it just sounds amazing. But there's some stamina to drumming. You're up there for, I switch off drummers even. So if I was playing a whole gig, I'd be up there for 3 hours. But honestly, it's not that, people think it's really hard work. Honestly, if you're doing it well, I think you actually don't even need to be that fit, to be honest with you. I think there's a looseness to it that I admire from people. Anyways, I'm getting really deep into this. So I just did a light jog. I don't even know how many miles. Let's check how many miles it was. Okay, so it was 3 miles. That's actually not that bad. It's pretty substantial. And then I'm going to jump in the water and get ready and save my energy for the gig and just bringing the best vibes, because this full moon has definitely been doing something to the energy. Our bass player and I were talking about it, and she is a Cancer sign, which means she's super ruled by the moon. And anyways, the moon is so powerful, and I don't think we even realize. Also, I moved to a new town, and there's this little shop that I just felt pulled to. I don't know why. I'm telling you, trust your instincts. We need to stop living. For myself, I'm just going to speak to myself. I need to start trusting my instincts and just following my heart. And literally, I went into this little store and found this little book. It says True Love, a practice for awakening the heart. So how bizarre is it that I was just talking to you guys about how I need to like work on my heart. And this is a practice for awakening the heart. And I just read a little bit even, and I'm so excited to read all of it. So, yeah, I am. Okay, so I'm getting ready for the gig, and I, of course, put all of my jewelry on. These are my protection. I have a few that I make myself. I can always make others one, but yeah, I have each one I'm wearing has a meaning, and I have 4 on right now, and it's just layered, each one with a lot of meaning. I have a hummingbird here, which is the sign of my mother, so that's protection from her. And then I have the cross and a Gemini sign symbol, the twins. And I honestly believe that science, astrology, religion all intermingles, which might be contrary to popular belief, but I think it's really important. And I'm also Jewish, and so this is proof that you can believe in multiple religions. In fact, it'll make you a well-rounded human being to study all of them. I also am reading a book written by a Buddhist. Amazing teachings. I think it's foolish to just adhere to one, or to think one's better than the other. I think there's so much just to get from each one. Anyways, also it's just be a nice person, be a good person. That's what they both preach and teach. This is another Gemini stone with an angel on it. I do believe in angels, and I wear one around my neck because it makes me feel safe. And then I have a stone here given by my father. So it's funny, I have my mom on the bottom and my dad on the top. And this is for my birthday, and my dad and I actually share the same birthday. And so it's really special. It's green. I love the color green. It's my birthstone. And so, yeah, I just thought I'd share that. I also like to wear simple, my pants are leather. I have leather pants on, but pretty simple so that the jewelry is the focus anyways, or the music. Pretty important too. Yeah. Also, I thought I would maybe talk about some serious stuff. We are living in really, really scary times right now. And I thought that it might be going in a different direction because people were starting to wake up to the fact that we're destroying our planet, number one. That's huge. That's one of the biggest things. And we have to look at the people and the things that are destroying it. And sometimes it's ourselves. Sometimes we have to look in the mirror and say, I do drive a car. And what are the alternatives? And just try our best to compost, whatever we can. And then there are people that just don't care. And I think there's a special place for them, unfortunately. But a horrible incident, I just heard about the shooting. There is I just feel like people have lost their marbles in trying to defend their beliefs. They're breaking the biggest spiritual law of all, which is not to kill a human being, to take life. Life is so precious. And I have opposite views of the man who was shot, but everyone should at least, we all need to be on the same page that life is valuable. I think I'm really sad today, and I feel like I'm losing hope, and it's very, I can't believe I'm like living in these types of times, and we need to start looking at each other differently. Like, we all need to start looking at each other as we're all just aliens. We all speak the same language. We all just want to be safe. That's really the truth. Everyone just wants... My cat is laying in the sun. Everyone just wants to feel safe and have food and shelter. And that's that. I literally like avoided telling people that I was Jewish because I was literally a fear of judgment. But if people are judging you for your religion, they're so close-minded because no one chose. I didn't necessarily choose this body to come into. Like, I was given this body and soul, and like my history was not my choice. And so people are mad at you for something that you, bigger than you created. That's a them issue. That's scary. That's a them issue. Like, I would never judge another religion. And maybe that's because I was in one that was so harshly judged, or like was born into one that was harshly judged. Well, technically, I guess I'm not, because anyway, so we don't need to get into it. But I saw the other side, and when you see the other sides of mistreatment, you make a promise. I know people will relate to this. When you see the other side, you just promise you never want to be like the people that are like judgmental or hurting someone else. And we do need to defend. We do need to defend people that are mistreated. And then it just gets complicated too, because one person's mistreatment could be another person's defense, and it's just super complicated. That's what I'm learning. Like, life is super complicated. Someone standing up for themselves, I don't even know. Well, someone standing up for themselves is very important. But for example, like, there's two sides to every story, right? So at the end of the day, I guess we really do have to like protect ourselves. That doesn't mean you hurt other people. Anyways, I just thought I'd share something because, whoa, life is super bizarre right now. True star of the show. it's a beautiful day today, other than all the construction ruining it. But the surf is really amazing. I've got to go. I was gonna do a long run, but at this point, there's just no way. The surf's too good. Literally think I want to run back now because I don't want to miss it. It's super just fucking amazing. Today's basically my day off. I'm not feeling too well. I'm going to a concert tonight. Coheed and Cambria. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they're absolutely, I've literally never seen them live, so I'm super stoked. So just went for a little surf. It's awesome, caught a really fun wave. And now I am going to head to the library and do some more work, maybe some editing. What's good? Again, really not good at editing and filming and all that, but I'm super excited because I am going to Coheed and Cambria tonight. I have loved them since I was a little girl, and I've never seen them in real life. And now that I am in my own band, even if it's a smaller band, and now that I play the drums, it's like I can really appreciate it even more now that I'm older. And I'm super excited. So I am dressed with my Coheed and Cambria best. Kind of got some goth going on, whatever. I'm also wearing a cross, which is funny. Because you wouldn't think, but honestly, Coheed and Cambria, that's what I love about them, is their stuff is super empowering and really deep. Their stuff's really deep. Anyways, so I'm super excited. All right, so there was some close calls in traffic on our way here, but I am here and I am super excited. I'll film more inside, but yeah.
outside of New York that I visited more, it's probably here. But come on, are you going to give it to us or what, San Diego? I don't know if I believe you, San Diego.
Let's have some fun. We don't do that. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
You're here with me somehow. Lately.
Okay, as you can see, Coheed went very well. I had an amazing time. And they're just super talented. How can you not have an amazing time watching your favorite artist for the first time and really appreciating their lyrics, everything. I am now making dinner and I'll show you guys what I usually make, and I have to edit. I have not been editing or anything. And it's overwhelming me because I have so much awesome content I want to share, and I even want to create a podcast episode about an interesting thing that happened today. But anyways, I'll show you guys what I am eating. So I'm going to do a salad, of course, with arugula. So I like very spicy greens. I feel like that's the best way because that means that there's more nutrition in the green when there's a little bit of more flavor. So I'm also going to do some cilantro. I'm going to add some red onion. I'm going to do some tomatoes. Look at these beautiful tomatoes from the farmer's market. I've got an apple. I will add that. And of course, some blueberries. I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese, and that is going to be dressed in a light vinaigrette, olive oil, honey, and lemon.